Ciao a tutti, sono Ferruccio Lamborghini e sono qua oggi con Vivo TV e la community di Vivo per rispondere alle domande che gli amici ci hanno inviato. Spero di dare le risposte che vi aspettavate e a presto! To be a Lamborghini for me, it's a great honor. It's an opportunity on billions to born Lamborghini. So I feel honored for this reason and I feel proud. And I know that our legacy as a family is important and represented lots of achievements, in particular in everything that is industry, from tractors to cars and then also to accessories and many other projects that we developed. So as third generation of the entrepreneurial Lamborghini family, I try to do my best in order to let's say, my grandfather be proud of me and of our legacy in the sky, in heaven. This documentary is the proof of the importance of the Lamborghini history and in particular in the automotive and tractors and, as I said, all the challenge that my grandfather took and brought to success. It's a strange but beautiful feeling because it's honor and it's something that it's not an everyday case to be part of a documentary. And the idea came out thanks to my friend Priscilla Favero, who wanted to start with Lamborghini history on automotive history. I think they did a very good job and I'm very proud of the results. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed away when I was just 2 years old in 1993. So I have no remembrance of my grandfather. I have just some few pictures at home, like at my baptism or in free time during summertime. But I had the opportunity to know him, let's say, in an indirect way, thanks to all the stories that my father told me about him and also the stories that all the people that had the opportunity to meet him or to work with him told me, and I understood that he was a genius and he was a very strong character, but at the same time he was a very simple person. All these values are the values that my father taught me as well, and I try to do my best to have these values alive through our activities and our family legacy. The rivalry between Lamborghini and Ferrari, it's well known all over the world because everything started for what concerned the car company, everything started with the fight between my grandfather Ferruccio and Enzo Ferrari. You know the story of the clutch. My grandfather Ferrari was having some problems and he had this fight with Ferrari because he wanted to let him know that he solved the problem, and he said, and Ferrari said, Lamborghini, you're not able to drive my cars, at least you're able to drive your tractors. So it's a turning point of the whole history, not only in automotive, but let's say in entrepreneurship as well. Nowadays the rivalry, it's not as it was. I mean, there is a cordiality between the two families. Of course, the fans maybe have different ideas, but time changes many things, and there's a good relationship. Ayrton Senna is an icon, an idol, a myth. For me, in particular, because I've been a motorcycle rider. I did many races for almost 10 years, and so as a sportsman, he was, let's say, my idol and my guide, and all his principles were the ones I tried to put on track to get the best results. And but not only, because it's also an inspiration for your life, for the way of thinking. So for Lamborghini and my family, I must admit that my family doesn't know a lot, even though of course they know the importance of the person of Ayrton Senna, but it's more a personal thing for me, because I see him as my icon and the example to follow in your life and the sport. Motorcycle racing has been one of the most important part of my life, because I'm very fond of motorbikes and racing, and everything started as a game, because when I was 5-6 years old, my father taught me how to drive the cars independently. Of course, I was not driving in the streets, but in a parking area of our company, and I started to experience myself. But when I was more or less 9 years old, I experienced for the first time a motorbike, and it was a love at first sight, at first try. So during summertime, I had the opportunity to make a test with the mini bikes, which are the entry category for young guys, for young children. And I fall in love, and so I asked my father, hey, can I try to do some races? He said yes, and from that moment my career started. I did all the steps from mini bike to 125cc, and then 600 and 1000 and Moto2. I did some racing in some races in the World Championship, but I was mostly focused in the Italian Championship. I won one in 2012. So, you know, wheels never left the family. Nowadays the car company is not owned by us, but it's owned by the Audi Volkswagen Group. But the wheels never left. And I think this is something that it's in our blood, it's in our genetics, because also my grandfather was very fond of motorbikes, and there are many rumors in my hometown that he was even a good rider, and he was fast. So maybe it's you know, something that comes from the previous generation. The story of Lamborghini, as you know, started with tractors, and the tractors started with a genial idea, which was to modify and strengthen the military vehicles, transforming into tractors. Cheap and robust tractors for an economy that after the Second World War has to restart it from zero. So that was an unexpected idea, and there was the needing of creating something new and something that was not available. So the suggestion that I would like to forward you is to try to look for the unexpected, and to try to put yourself outside the comfort zone, and try to always do this mental training in order to have new ideas, to stimulate your curiosity and your ambition. It won't be every day easy, but if you try to do this training every day or every week, new ideas, revolutionary ideas will pop up for sure. We are living in a change of era in many fields, and in automotive as well. So nowadays many car companies and many countries stated important things about electric and better sustainability vehicles, and willing to go in a different way compared to the past and the present. I think that both electric and autonomous cars will represent the future. It's a challenge that will take time, will take a lot of efforts, but the most important thing is knowing that there's the will to change something, because I think the common goal for all the countries is to reduce the pollution, to reduce the traffic jam, and to do something better for the environment. So definitely electric cars will represent the future. Autonomous maybe after the electric one. I'm way fond of electric more than autonomous cars, because I love to drive, so I can't imagine to have an autonomous car. While instead an electric car, I really can see myself in an electric car in the next future. So this is the direction, and we have to look forward to new technology and for a revolution. Amici, è stato davvero un piacere rispondere alle vostre domande e vi invito a conoscere di più sulla storia della nostra famiglia grazie al documentario Automotive Histories, a Storia da Lamborghini, dove troverete aneddoti speciali e curiosità che soltanto mio padre e la nostra famiglia potrà raccontarvi. Un abbraccio Brasile!
Viva